Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's long run day. So we are pretty much 18 days out of the marathon, so it's my last chance to put a long run. 2.5 weeks. It's cutting it a bit short, but it is on trail, so it's going to be a bit less impact on the body, a bit softer on the joints. So yeah, probably you want to do that probably about three weeks out, but 18 days still works. I think still should be fine. The goal is 42k at a pretty consistent pace of about 4 minutes per k. So nothing too fast, but still keeping that effort that I'm still kind of working at a little bit. Obviously got a bit of elevation, so that will make it a little bit harder. It is on gravel, so makes it a bit harder again. But yeah, perfect way to kind of almost finish off that training block for this marathon. I'm still gonna do some key sessions leading up to the marathon. 18 days is a long time to start taper. I usually would probably start tapering maybe 9 days before the race, I would say. So yeah, I'm gonna start kind of bringing it slowly down after this long run. I got a cross-country race on the weekend, 10k, which will be perfect for a good effort. But yeah, today it's all about the long run. Alright, got the marathon done. 42.2k, 2 hours 43. So that makes it 3:53 per k. So pretty happy with that. All I gotta do is 18 days from now run 13 minutes faster, which is possible because today I got 400 meters of elevation gain, and obviously it's like gravelly trail. So that kind of slows things down a bit. But if you want to see that run, go on Strava, have a look at Vlad Excel, and I upload all my runs so you can see all my training in the lead up for this marathon, and all my other races. I just stopped at the service station, got myself a vegan pie, and sorry, that was a vegan sausage roll and a vegan pie. But anyway, gonna go home, get a shower, and let's talk a little bit about that long run. The long run. Probably the most important key session for distance runners. It's been my base of running for the last 8 years as an ultra runner and now training for a marathon. In my point of view, I like to break down the long run into two. So phase one would be anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks, and that will be slow long runs. So obviously if you watched the vlog today, it was a little bit faster. I went a little bit faster, a bit outside that kind of easy pace. But usually I would spend 4 to 6 weeks out of that training block building that slow long run, so spending time on my feet, which is super important as I go into the next stage, which is usually anything between 10 and 6 weeks, where I'm looking to go a little bit faster on those long runs. So if I'm training, for example, for this marathon right now, I want to be putting 2 hours to 2:30, so anywhere between those 2 hours and 2.5 hours, but I want to try and stay within 20 to 30 seconds from my key race goal pace. So for example, if my goal pace for this upcoming marathon is 3:30 per kilometer, I want to be doing those long runs in phase 2 of the long runs at about anywhere between 4-minute pace per K and 3:50. So that kind of gap there. So I want to be pretty comfortable in training, in running for a long amount of time at that good effort. So I'm not going all out like race pace, but really good effort. And I'll do at least, 8 to 10 of them in the build up. So I'm pretty confident that I have that kind of speed strength in my legs. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot of other workouts like tempo and speed work that I'll be going at race pace or under race pace. So I'm pretty comfortable, hopefully, by the time the race gets there, that I'm pretty comfortable at running at that pace. But the long run, obviously, you don't want to be running at race pace because, you're pretty much going to kill yourself too soon. You might get injured. So that long run has to be, from my point of view, has to be an effort, but not like an all-out effort that you need, 3, 4, 5 recovery days after it. So I'll finish my long run today. Tomorrow I'll probably continue training as normal. So that's the goal for me. Obviously with the long runs as well, you want to make sure you make them as close as possible to what's going to happen in the race. So for example, what you have before the run. So again, talking from my personal experience, I know that on race day I'm planning to have 1 to 2 bananas about 2 hours before the race. So on my long runs, that's what I'm looking for. So like, let's say if I wake up a bit later and I'm not going to get the 2 hours that I will get on race day, I might just have 1 banana, but I'm staying in the similar kind of mentality of what's going to happen on race day. Pretty much having the gels, which is, a big part of racing as well. So I'm going to train with, I wouldn't say the same amount of gels all the time because, I'm not a big fan of gels, but I know that that's what I'm going to be using in race day. So pretty much for the last, I would say 5 long runs that I've done, so I'm 3 weeks out of the marathon, 2.5 weeks out of the marathon, I was using gels, maybe not as consistent as what I would be in a marathon. So in a marathon I'm planning to have 3 gels. In my training runs I've been having 2 gels. So I'm it's a pretty similar kind of effect that I'm going to get on race day. Also one thing that I do before I get to those last 5 weeks where I'm doing it pretty much like a race simulation in many ways, is I might take something else with me, and that could be some nuts, some bars, something a bit of a healthier option, maybe a banana. So I'm still getting the calories and my body is used to taking on calories on the go, which is really, really important. So I think that, I don't want to be training with the gels, every single week, every single long run. I bring the gels that I'm going to be using at the race, at my key race, at my A race, and I'm going to train with them, for the last 4 or 5 long runs. And pretty much with the distance of the long run, if you are training for an ultra marathon and you're doing, let's say for example, a 100-mile race, you can't be hitting that in training. So my kind of keywords has worked for me I've done 7 100K races and I've won like 6 of them and came 3rd in 1 of them. So, I'm pretty comfortable with that 100K race distance, and my lead up longest run was always 75K. So about 75% of the total distance of the race. Obviously with the marathon, as I come from, an ultra background, I can do a longer run, which is a marathon, because it's not as heavy on my body, I would say. I'm used to 5, 6, 7 hour long runs in my other build-ups in the past 6-7 years, that right now building up to the marathon, I feel like I want to go even longer than 42 because it doesn't feel like I'm out there for that long, you know. And at the end of the day, I was only running for 2 hours and 43 minutes today. You know, 6 months ago, I was training for an ultra marathon. My long run was 7 hours. So that's kind of where I'm at with my training. But when you are looking at a race that is between, I'd say 50 and 100K, you want to make sure that you get at least 70 to 80% as your longest run, and then maybe 2 or 3 runs where you're about at 60% of that total distance. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully you enjoyed my long run today. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.